We're going to be talking about, this is 4.3, which is properties of logs. In this section, we talk about expanding and condensing using properties. And then we can also evaluate logs. So those are the three things we will be discussing. We are going to start with the properties of logs, which you should have on your sheet. I'm going to rewrite them here so you understand them. We can go through them. The product property is if you have a log base anything, A, we'll say, of R times S. That's the same as breaking it up to a log base A of R plus log base A of S. So what you want to remember is the multiplication goes with the plus. The way I remember that is I think of times. If you flip a times on its side, you get a plus. So that's how I remember that times goes with plus. The next one, and you should be taking notes, is the quotient property. You guys have these, but I'm going through them with you. Log base A of R divided by S. Instead of a plus, we have a minus in between the two. The way I remember that is the divided by sign. If you were to take away the dots, you get a minus. So I remember minus goes with dividing, plus goes with multiplying. There is also the power property, which says log base A of R to the S. What happens is the S gets brought down, so it's S times log base A of R. So you just bring the S down. Another way you could think of that is if it's log base A of R squared, for example, that's the same as, according to this rule with the it's the same as log base A of R times R. According to this rule with the times, we could split it up as log base A of R plus log base A of R. How many of these are there? They're the same. How many of them are there? Two. So that would equal 2 log base A of R. So that's kind of the proof for it. That's how the 2 comes out in front. Because these two get split up into 2 of them. If there were 5 of them, they'd be split up into 5 of them, and you'd add them all together. Okay. There's also one that's called the inverse rule, which we learned last time. It basically says if you have A to the log base A of anything, the A and the log base A, it's like putting something to a power and then undoing it so you can cancel it out and get just X. And the last rule is called the change of base rule. The reason why we use this is because there are only 2 logs that are in your calculator. The only 2 logs in your calculator is log of X and ln of X. This is base 10. This is base E. Everything else cannot be found in your calculator. Maybe log base 2, maybe log base 3, but you would have to go search for it. But other than that, like log base 57, you wouldn't be able to find it in your calculator. However, let's say you wanted to actually find an answer with that, you can do that. So let's say you have log base R of S. How do you put that in your calculator? Well, the way I remember it is log of the big number over log of the little number. What I mean is big number in size. This is a big number in size. This is a smaller number. So it would be log of S over log of r. Or, that's the same thing as ln of s over ln of r. You can use either one of these as long as you use log over log and ln over ln. You cannot mix them up, so you can't do log over ln or ln over log. It has to be the same one over the same one. The ratios of the two are the same, but like log s doesn't equal ln s. But the ratio, this over this, is the same as this over this.